Welcome to Lunchbox Sociables, where we talk all things music, or mostly music. I'm joined again today by Leslie Taylor, who's my associate producer.
Yep. Don't have the giggles this time.
Don't have the giggles. We have been doing over the last number of podcasts our Desert Island favorite song bracket. So we've been putting together 16 songs that we both agreed to, and then bracket them together to find our winning song. And today we are going to put the top 4 songs in a random bracket and to find our top song of the last or not of the last 4 decades, but of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Before we do that, I'd like to talk about, I would like to give a little thought or a memory of each decade that's related to music. And I don't know if you have some memories or not, but I'll go first. So in the 60s, I don't remember much, but I have a memory of Crimson and Clover being played on a radio, and this older girl, I was, whatever I was, like 4 or 5, and this older girl who was probably like 10, she was like a teenager, she was like a woman to me, and she was talking about how like, oh, that is so cool, and the band was so cool, and everything was so cool, and I just thought, oh wow, I guess that's those guys that make music, they get all the girls.
So that's why you were pushing so hard to have Crimson and Clover in our top 16.
It's such
because you have such a strong memory with that song.
Strong memory, but that was my first realization that girls like guys who play music. Oh. So yeah, that's my 60s memory.
My 60s music memory is actually for Age of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. So I went to see it was either the Ice Capades or the Ice Follies, and I'd have been very young, like 5 maybe, something like that. And they did a whole Age of Aquarius hair type of thing on the ice with all this psychedelic lights and stuff. That's cool. And because you don't often remember things vividly from your childhood, but I do remember that vividly from my childhood.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. My 70s memory, so I had very little access to music in the 70s, but I remember near the end, like probably near the end, the late 70s, I had got these AM, I think only AM, I don't think there was an FM, I think it was AM, like these over-the-head headphones, and the radio was built into it, and I just remember this little dial to try and get the tuning. And so I'm not sure, it doesn't matter what station I was listening to. So, and I heard this song called Born to Run that didn't make it, thanks to no liking Bruce, to our 70s, and Born to Run, and he played the song, and oh yeah, it's a great song. I probably had heard it before, but I just like hearing it in these headphones. And something happened that I've never heard of before or since. Again, the song was over, and the DJ came back and goes, I love that song. I love that song so much. He said, I'm going to play it again. And he played Born to Run twice.
Wow.
Yeah. When do you ever, like never. So that was such a, and then I knew that, wow, music can be so powerful, and this Bruce guy is really, really great.
Yeah.
Do you have a 70s memory?
Well, the 70s are interesting. I mean, we talked about this in the 80s podcast, the fact that in the early part of the 70s, we were little kids.
Yeah.
And in the later part of the 70s, we're in high school, right? So it's such a huge decade that spans memory of so many life-altering kinds of things. Anyway, so I'll just say my memory of the 70s from the very early 70s would be the song He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother by the Hollies. My dad was not really big on pop music. There were just a few. He mostly liked like church songs and Irish folk tunes and things like that. He wasn't really into pop music, but there were a few songs. He liked Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
Oh, yeah.
He liked Down on the Corner by CCR. And he liked He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother by the Hollies because he said it told the story of Boys Town, which was a movie that he loved that stars Spencer Tracy. It actually has been remade a couple of times about these two boys who were trying to make it to an orphanage because both their parents were killed, and he carried the one brother on his back. And cool. So whenever I hear that song, it always reminds me of him.
Very good. Very good. Where does that lead us to? The 80s.
80s.
memory of the 80s in music. I went to a party. It was just a kind of a surreal party where I go, I don't really, just kind of went into, like, there was so many people, and it just was one of those like all night parties, and it was just had such a great time. It was just this wonderful party. And I remember leaving. It was so late. It was early. It was like 6 a.m. or something. I left, and I'm driving home, and I'm in my red Firebird, and I turn on the radio, and it was just, the timing was perfect. Like, the sun was coming up. There was a warm summer where the air is warm even in the summertime, and right out of the radio, right at the moment I turned it on, was the beginning notes of "When You See a Chance" by Steve Winwood. And it was just this great, and I didn't live too far, so it was the only song I heard. It was the song, like, that song got me home. So it was this great memory of that moment.
My 80s memory is, so we talked last time also about the 80s kind of falling into 3 chunks, right? So the very early 80s, so pre-moving to Toronto, so 1982, actually I have to go back to like maybe 1980 or 81. The Who were on there. The Who was my band when I was a teenager. That's the band that I loved. And Genesis. Those are the 2 bands I listened to the most. And even though all the Who songs were mostly songs from the 70s, but that's what I was listening to back then. And in around 1981-ish, I think, they were doing their farewell tour. The tour came to Montreal. I was not able to get tickets, and I was really, really disappointed because, like, so many other people I knew got tickets to that concert, but I didn't get tickets. So I remember a friend of mine calling me on the phone like the next day. He's like, "Oh, guess what? I got tickets to the concert. I went last night." I was so mad that he went to this concert. He goes, "I was really surprised when they played an Elton John song." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, they played Pinball Wizard. That's Elton John." I'm like, "No, it's the Who. It's Elton John did the Who song." I was so upset that someone who didn't even know that Pinball Wizard was a Who song went to the concert and I did not.
Oh, God.
I did end up seeing them then in 1982 in October. It was a year before I moved to Toronto, but I saw them here in Toronto at Exhibition Stadium, where Joe Jackson opened for him and he got pelted with a hot dog. So I was at that concert. So far back that, I mean, they were literally like these just little characters on the,
You know what?
on the stage.
I'm nodding to you, but I'm actually kind of thinking, and so I'm not completely.
Yeah, because you never listen to me when I talk.
So we should do a podcast of concerts we've been to. Have you gone to enough concerts to make it worthwhile?
I've gone to, you know what? I mean, you know, I have such a bad memory.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I have a bad memory.
Well, then maybe I will just you
can do it.
Put
And
you
I'll
back on the other side of the camera.
Sure, and you can talk about your
where the
concerts.
social producer really should be.
Instead of doing your makeup.
Yeah. And the waxing.
You're not going to make me crack up again.
All right. 90s. Not as funny enough, not as many memories, and like most of my memories of the 90s and music is to that band.
Oh, yeah.
Lunchbox Social. But if I want to take a memory that's not of my own band, it was probably when I only had one CD in all of the 90s, and it was Green Day's Dookie. And I had a boombox, and for a couple of years I was playing indoor volleyball at a local school, and I was kind of new to the area and I didn't know anybody, and for whatever reason I brought in the boombox one time, and I only had the one CD, and so we played, and everyone liked, or I assumed they liked it. And then the next week when I didn't bring in the boombox, everyone's going, "Oh, we thought we'd be playing to Green Day again." So it was a good memory of me. Like whenever I hear that anything off that album, I'm back inside that school gym playing volleyball.
For me, I'll give you a memory from, I don't even know if it was the 80s or the 90s. They kind of all blend together. But if it was the 90s, it was the very early 90s. So I remember seeing Blue Rodeo several times. Like the first time I saw them was definitely in the 80s. It was when their first album came out, Diamond Mine. But then We had tickets. My friends and I had tickets to see them at Massey Hall. So probably would have been 1990-ish is my guess. We saw them at Massey Hall. We had seats in the second row on the floor, so fantastic seats. Well, don't I come down with bronchitis, like literally the day before the concert. I went to the concert anyway with bronchitis and a fever. I'm like, I am not going to see Blue Rodeo second row on the floor just because I have bronchitis. So, yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Now I got another memory from the 90s.
Oh.
I just because it was Blue Rodeo. So I'll be as quick as possible. So the drummer from The Resistance, Tony, he was working for Sunrise Records, and he got us in to a very intimate setting. He was at the recording studio of Blue Rodeo's, what's that, is it 4 Days in July?
5 days in July.
5 days in July. So we're like...
Or is it 5 days in May and something
whatever,
like
you guys know. And so it may be 20, maybe at the most 30 people. Okay, and there's Blue Rodeo, like right there. So the music's fairly loud, and I don't know if I should even say this.
Oh, so you started it. You better finish it.
And so Tony, he was like shouting things into my ear because the music was pretty loud, and it was right. He was just shouted out something. And just as the music ended, the music kind of ended abruptly, and he didn't plan. He thought he'd be able to say this to me, but the song ended abruptly, and he's going, "Oh, we're way better than this." Oh, it was dead silent. Dead silent. Everybody heard this guy, Lino. "Oh, we're way better than this." Oh, Tony, that was a great moment. All right, so should we get to our
Let's get to our bracket. We have to remind everybody what the songs were from each decade.
Okay, so I'll start. I'll start with the 60s, you do the 70s, and so on. Okay,
yeah.
So from the 60s, our winner was the Kinks' "You Really Got Me." In second place was "Hey Jude," and we didn't put the third and fourth together, but third and fourth were "Fortunate Son," CCR, and Mrs. Robinson, Simon Garfunkel.
In the 1970s, the winner was "Follow You, Follow Me." I think it was a very strong, unanimous. Oh, but it was a difficult choice against "Won't Get Fooled Again." Like I said, two of my favorite bands. So "Won't Get Fooled Again" by The Who was the second song, and then the final sort of runners-up were "Night Moves" by Bob Seger and "Lido Shuffle" by Boss Skaggs.
All right. And in the 80s, our top four were U2's "Where the Streets Have No Name," The Clash's "Should I Stay or Should I Go," AC/DC "Hell's Bells," and Triumph, Magic Power.
Magic Power. And we also didn't meet our CanCon quota in the 80s.
Yeah,
we did meet it in the 70s, but we didn't meet it in the 80s, and we didn't have a CanCon quotient
for the 60s.
For the 60s, because there was no CanCon in the 60s. In the 1990s, the winner was "Lost Together," quite unanimous, over "Ahead by a Century."
So we got the two Canadian songs came head to head.
Yeah. Third was "One" by U2, and fourth, begrudgingly, was "Enter Sandman" by Metallica.
Yeah. What was it again? Which one was it?
"Enter Sandman."
By who?
Metallica. I never, in a million years, would that have ever ended up on my desert island list.
All right, so we will. We're all ready to go. We've already got them, so we'll make our brackets right now. All right, so bracket number one. "Won't Get Fooled Again" up against
"Ahead by a Century."
Oh, damn. Okay, bracket number two. "Hell's Bells."
"Hey Jude."
Oh, this is going to be really
Well, of course it's going to be tough. It's our four favorite songs.
Oh my gosh, "Mrs. Robinson."
"One."
Okay. And then we have "You Really Got Me."
"Fortunate Son."
Oh, damn. "Where the Streets Have No Name."
"Lido Shuffle."
Okay. "Follow You, Follow Me" going up against
"Should I Stay or Should I Go?"
Oh. "Enter Sandman" going up against
"Magic Power."
Oh. God, I'm whining about everyone. And finally, "Night Moves" against
"Lost Together."
Okay. All right. So we'll take a quick little break, have our drink from our
Bobcat mugs.
Bobcat mugs.
Are they a sponsor, Leo?
You know, the Bobcat hat and the Bobcat mugs, they should be a sponsor.
They should be.
I should let them know. Okay, we want to set this up, and we will be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. We're ready to do our, we got our top 16. We're going to do our fabulous 8 bracket to get the 8 winners from this. All right, so do you want to do the 1, 2, 3? Do you want to do the 1, 2, 3 and pick? Try that and see if that, and we'll go through it once quickly and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we do this 1, 2, 3, and we call them out, and if we both match, then we don't have to debate it.
Okay.
All right. So between you got me.
You really got
me.
Yeah.
And Fortunate Son.
1,
2,
3.
3. Fortunate
you really
Son.
got me. Oh, I knew you were gonna do that.
Between Hey Jude and Hell's Bells.
1,
2, 3. Hey Jude. Okay.
That was easy. So Hey Jude.
You know what? I almost said Hell's Bells. Okay, so between Mrs. Robinson and 1. 1, 2, 3. Mrs. Robinson. No? Okay. All right. Between Follow You, Follow Me and Should I Stay or Should I Go? 1, 2, 3. Follow You, Follow Me. Okay, so we got 2. Between Won't Get Fooled Again and Ahead by a Century.
You ready?
No, just give me a second.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
This is tough.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one for me. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Won't get fooled again.
Oh. Okay. Between Night Moves and Lost Together. 1, 2, 3. Lost Together.
Yes.
Between Love. I do the.
Between Lido Shuffle and Where the Streets Have No Name.
I think we just got to go with Where the Streets Have No Name. Are you gonna? Is there a chance you could go Lido Shuffle?
No.
I feel like if we picked Lido Shuffle, there would be villagers with pitchforks coming after us. Okay, Lido Shuffle.
What? You're picking?
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Where the Streets Have No Name. Okay.
Oh God.
Magic Power and Enter Sandman.
Okay.
Well, I know you're going to say Magic Power, and I know I'm going to say Enter Sandman.
Okay.
So we're going to might have to
okay.
negotiate there.
So we go back to You Really Got Me versus Fortunate Son, Mrs. Robinson versus 1, and Magic Power versus Enter Sandman.
So I'm going to make you a deal.
Okay.
I really want Enter Sandman. So if you let me have Enter Sandman, I'll let you pick any one of the other 2.
All right, then it's You Really Got Me and 1.
Oh, hold on a little camper. I wasn't letting you pick 2. I said you're going to let...
I thought you said I could pick the other 2.
I said you could pick one of the other 2 remaining.
Oh, okay,
so,
then it's 1.
Jeez. Okay, so that's Enter Sandman and 1.
And Magic Power's out.
So now it's between You Really Got Me and Fortunate Son. And you've already tipped your hand by grabbing You Really Got Me.
We did that already off the top when we did 1, 2, 3, and I yelled out,
that's true.
You Really Got Me. You already know what I wanted.
And so why don't you like Fortunate Son?
It's a great song.
Oh my gosh, we're on a desert island. We might have to be fighting off the what do you call it? The tribal people.
Leo.
The headhunters. The headhunters.
Could you be any more racist? Oh
it's not racist.
Yes, it is. Leo, stop.
Oh. I really would like Fortunate Son, and I usually steamroll over top of you. So if you really want You Really Got Me, I'm happy to go with that. Oh, now you don't know what to do, eh?
No, I don't know what to do.
Well, let's go with You Really Got Me. It was the winner of the 60s anyway.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so do we need to re-bracket these?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to be picking out of the top 8 to get our final 4.
Right.
So we have Hey Jude.
Won't Get Fooled Again.
Okay. And then we have, that's actually a tough bracket. That's a tough bracket. Then we have Enter Sandman.
Lost Together.
Oh. Okay. You Really Got Me.
Follow You, Follow Me.
Oh, wow. Hey, there's a lot of the top ones, and Where the Streets Have No Name.
Against two U2 songs against each other.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well then let's make that an easy one. Where the Streets Have No Name.
Over one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually the song. So just a little sidebar while we think about this. I ran the Sporting Life 10K yesterday, and I made a playlist, and I used a lot of the songs that were on our 70s, 80s, and 90s. And so the song that started was Where the Streets Have No Name, was the very first song at the beginning of the playlist. And the song that was, like, it literally finished like 10 steps before I got to the finish line was Won't Get Fooled Again.
Oh, right.
That was the song. And I deliberately put all the songs in order.
Thinking
like that sort of, like, if I can make it by the time Won't Get Fooled Again is over, like that would just be an awesome way to end it.
Very good.
It ended like maybe 10 seconds before I crossed the finish line. So,
it's kind of funny, though, to be doing a running race and to want to finish it, Won't Get Fooled Again.
Yeah. Well, it was helping me dig deep at the very end of the race. It was definitely.
Okay, so have we decided then between one and
Where the Streets Have No Name?
So you realize
but one is such a fantastic song, too.
The winners of all 4 decades are still in here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, but one of them's now gone. One is gone. Yeah, one is gone.
One was never a winner.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh.
No, it was Lost Together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Follow You, Follow Me. You Really Got Me.
Follow You, Follow Me.
And You Really Got Me was the winner of the 60s.
But I'd still pick Follow You, Follow Me over You Really Got Me. That's an easy one for me.
Okay. Lost Together versus Sandman.
Well, you know where I stand on Sandman, so it's Lost Together. Like,
okay, well, just a second. You're getting to choose. You're getting to choose.
I'm not choosing. I'm just saying for me.
What do you? Okay, then let's just skip that because I want Enter Sandman. What about Won't Get Fooled Again versus Hey Jude?
Kind of a toss-up, but I think I would probably pick Won't Get Fooled Again over Hey Jude.
See, I'm going to go with Hey Jude this time, but I'll let you have Won't Get Fooled Again if you let me have Enter Sandman.
No.
Well, then Lost Together and Hey Jude. If you're under no circumstances allowing Enter Sandman to get to the final 4, then
well, it's in the final 4. It's just not in the final 2. Oh,
wait. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Social producer.
Yeah. Sorry. Enter Sandman. I don't even know how it made it this damn far. You just keep strong-arming me and getting
because it's my
Enter Sandman.
This is where I got to remind you whose podcast it is.
Right.
It's my podcast. Okay, so Lost Together. See, look how magnanimous I am. Okay.
Thank you.
So Won't Get Fooled Again versus Hey Jude. Otherwise, we're going to have. Otherwise, we're just going to have the winners of each 4 going together.
But
we could have just started with that.
that's kind of the way it should work, isn't it? Well, no, not necessarily, because it depends on the matchups, right? Depends on the matchups.
Okay, so
Won't Get Fooled Again. That's why I'm leaning towards Won't Get Fooled Again, because it wasn't.
Neither was Hey Jude. These are the two. These are
they
two.
Were runners up.
They're both runners up.
They were both runners up.
Yeah.
Runners up of the 60s and the 70s.
I'm fine because neither of them is going to be my winner anyway.
It's not going to be Enter Sandman. Oh,
no, Enter Sandman's already out. Okay, Won't Get Fooled Again.
Over Hey Jude.
Sorry, Brian.
Poor Brian.
All right, so now we're going for the semifinals.
Yes.
These are the semifinals, and we have Follow You, Follow Me.
Won't Get Fooled Again. They were up against each other in the 70s. Because remember I said my two favorite bands in the 70s were Genesis and The Who.
This is not good podcasting. and then we have Where the Streets Have No Name.
Versus Lost Together.
Wow. Wow.
So I would be happy with either one of Follow You, Follow Me or Won't Get Fooled Again. I don't...
You don't feel really strongly?
No, I don't feel... I mean, because I love them both. So I wouldn't be able to choose between, like, it's not an easy choice. In terms of Where the Streets Have No Name versus Lost Together, I don't know. Do you have is it?
Streets have no name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close, but I was just thinking.
Kind of like the way I feel bad for Hey Jude, I feel bad for Lost Together.
Yeah. But I'm thinking let's remember the point of this was it's getting down to one song that you get to hear over and over and over again, hearing nothing else. And this song has to feed you, satisfy you, like give you everything you need for maybe the rest of your life.
Right.
On that desert island.
Yeah.
Or a couple of days after we kill each other. All right, so we have, well, Streets Have No Name, but we still have these two.
Yeah.
Follow You, Follow Me, Won't Get Fooled Again. And I think I want to go with Follow You, Follow Me again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
But now, here you go. Follow You, Follow Me versus Where the Streets Have No Name for the winner of 40 decades worth of music to hear one song
Four
over
decades.
and over. What did I say?
40.
40 decades. 40 decades.
4 decades.
Oh, 4
We're
decades.
not that old, Leo. 40 decades.
All right, so Follow You, Follow Me versus Where the Streets Have No Name. And I really don't know. I could be happy with either. Mm-hmm. You?
I like them both for completely different reasons. I mean, they are from two, even though like years wise, they're not that far apart. They're like 10 years apart. How do you like Follow You, Follow Me was what, 78? Where the Streets Have No Name, 87. So 9 years difference. But from two completely different periods of my life.
Yeah, completely.
Montreal, Toronto, high school, university.
Farm, college.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you even decide?
Yeah. Maybe we can't have co-winners, can we?
No, we can't have co-winners.
Oh, okay. Before this turns into bad podcasting.
Okay.
I'm still thinking Follow You.
Follow Me.
Follow Me.
I can support that.
I want to think what would feed my soul. What would feed my soul to have one song to keep me going on the island. And
I think the thing I like about Where the Streets Have No Name is I mean, Bono doesn't have the best voice. Like, his voice is fine, but it's the musicality of the song, the way the song builds, the guitar, like all of that. Whereas Follow You, Follow Me is just so kind of, it's more lyrically perfect than musically perfect. Like, if it had to come down to the music, I would pick Where the Streets Have No Name. But for lyrics and singing, I pick Follow You, Follow Me. That's my impression.
God, that's really. Should we do it just a draw? Or can you?
Well, there is that like flip a coin thing, and then you say, okay, and what's your gut reaction when you flip the coin? So here, I'll do this, and I'll mix them up, and you'd say right hand or left hand.
And you don't know either.
I don't know either. I don't know which is in which hand.
Right hand.
Right hand? Where the Streets Have No Name. How do you feel about that?
I want the other hand.
Okay, well then there you go. There's your answer. That's how you do it, right? You flip a coin, and if you're disappointed at what came up in the coin flip, then you know that the other was really what you want, what your heart wanted. So it's Follow You, Follow Me.
How did you feel when I like that?
Well, I wasn't doing the choosing though, so yeah, but I'm happy with that.
Okay. All right, so hey, the 70s were a good decade. Follow You, Follow Me, Genesis, is our desert island, 60s to 90s desert island bracket winner.
Yeah.
All right, so we got through it.
We did.
We got through it.
Well done.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I hope
comments
that you...
below, too.
Comments and tell us what you
links
thought.
And Spotify playlist and YouTube playlist and all of that will be
courtesy of the associate.
Down below.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you got a little bit of something out of this, had a laugh, and that you liked our picks. And we'll see you again in another podcast. All right? Bye.
Bye.